Hi, Dr. Lyd Johnson here, and welcome back. We're going to talk a bit about making your own yogurt today. Why on earth would I want to do that? Well, there is fairly good evidence that a regular intake of yogurt is good for your mental health, and as well as good for your physical health. Why on earth would eating yogurt do anything for your mental health? Well, there's a whole body of food that we call fermented foods, like sauerkraut, kimchi, natto, kefir, and yogurt. And the good they do you is interesting. They in your diet, in your gut, these good, friendly, positive bacteria, we call them probiotics, they move down through your gut. And they make your gut a nice place to digest food, and it reduces your inflammation. Now, what we know about inflammation is it makes people more prone to anxiety or depression. And so in other words, when your inflammation is high, then your mood is low. When your inflammation is low, the mood comes up, it's higher. And don't take my word for it. Look it up on the internet. You can go to PubMed and places like that. Look up gut and psychology syndrome. So we're going to talk a little bit about making your own yogurt. And this is no-brainer yogurt. This is no-brainer. These are some thermos bottles that I got years ago. They're about a pint each. My wife got them so that I could take some food to work with me and I didn't have to go out and buy lunch. Well, these turn out to be really good little devices for making yogurt. Right here, I have about 2 cups of milk. Now this is 2% milk. If you want to really do it right, you do organic milk and you do whole milk. I am not fond of low-fat milk. I'm not fond of fat-free milk. And the reason for that is fairly simple. All this stuff about low fat being good for you actually turns out not to be the case. Now I'm going to put this for exactly 1 minute and 25 seconds. So time cook 1:25, and we'll start that. The reason I know that it's 125 is because I've done this a lot with this oven, and I know that that will produce the right temperature. Okay, let's get our milk out. Now, you might ask, well, how hot does the milk have to be? Funny you should ask. I happen to have a thermometer right here. We put the milk to about 110 degrees. And this is coming up to 107, 108. That's pretty okay, that's good enough. About 110 degrees is going to give you the right temperature for the yogurt to cook at. We can also go ahead and put it into our thermos. Don't want to get it too full here. Then we can just recheck the temperature once it's in the thermos to make sure that we've got about 110 degrees. Oh, there it is, 110, 110.5, 110, 111, 100. Okay, now I've worked with this microwave, and I know that 2 cups of milk for 1 minute and 20, 25, something like that, depending on how warm or cold the milk is when it goes in. That's about the right temperature, around 110 degrees. Now, there's a couple of ways we can do this. You could take your old yogurt mix and put about a tablespoon in there. But let's assume you don't have an old mix to work from. Frankly, I can only keep these mixes going 3 or 4 iterations, and then I have to go get some fresh yogurt from the store. This is just a Greek yogurt. Here we'll put a big heaping tablespoon in there. And just for the fun of it, we'll put some Activia in too. Now you might be asking, well, why don't you just buy Activia and eat it? Now there's a reason why we don't buy the Activia and eat it. although I'll probably eat this when we get done. The trouble with all the store yogurts is, number one, they're fat-free, so they taste like chalk. Number two, to make up for the chalky flavor, they put a lot of sugar in it. Now, there are probiotics. These are bugs in your gut that make you either happy and healthy or grouchy and feeling sick and feeling nervous and depressed. And there are prebiotics. And the prebiotics are things like eating fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. And this morning for breakfast, just for the fun of it, I had a whole wheat sandwich made out of spinach and an avocado that I'd mashed up. And then I drank about 6 ounces of my homemade yogurt. And that was my breakfast, and I feel pretty good right now, which is, what is it, about 10:30. Get it? So in other words, you don't want to eat the store yogurt. This is high quality yogurt, but it's non-fat, so you know, it tastes chalky. This is also non-fat, or it says low fat, so it's probably made out of 1% or milk or whatever. But it's got sugar in it. See, it's interesting, they won't tell you on here what's in it. So I make it myself. All right, so right now, let's see what our temperature is before we put our lid on. And we're up around 110 degrees. And that will do. Now, frankly, I only need about 4 hours with this, and this will turn into nice, pleasant tasting yogurt. So on goes the lid. Let's shove this back here, and then we'll wait for about 4 hours, and you'll have yogurt like this. Let's see if I can pour this into anything. Look what I have here. So let's pour some yogurt in there. And there's about the consistency that you're going to find of your homemade yogurt. A little bit of a lump there. Now, is this sweet? No, it's tart. If you've got to eat everything that's sweet, then good luck. But the fact is, you can get a taste for this kind of tart yogurt. You keep eating it, and what will happen is you eat it, and an hour later, you feel better. So you eat, you feel better. You eat, you feel better. Your unconscious mind will pick all that up, and it'll make tart things more flavorful to you. Thanks for stopping in. That's my how to make your homemade yogurt. All right, try it out. Eat 4 or 6 ounces of yogurt daily for about a week. Rate yourself 0 to 10. How good do you feel overall? 0 is the worst you've ever felt. 10 is the best you've ever felt. Rate yourself. Follow your yogurt diet for a week. Rate yourself again. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. Try it yourself. Stop by drlynnjohnson.com. Sign up for the newsletter. If you're not seeing this on my blog or in a class on my website, then stop by and sign up for the newsletter. Good health to you. Happiness to you.